Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In this one I'm going to be showing you how I add the names to my portraits and what I use to do that. I get asked this a few times, mostly on what I use and how I get my lettering nice and neat. So this video is going to be showing you how I do that. Quick run through of materials. I have my Leuchtturm dotted notebook, I have my portrait, which today is on the Bristol Board 500 series plate surface. I quite like this for light coloured animals because you don't need to do too many layers, so that's why I'm using this. I have a little bowl of water, I have just a generic size 10 round brush, a mechanical pencil, an Artmaster Pearl Series 11 3/0 brush, which is just this super tiny little brush, and then I have my Caran d'Ache triangular eraser. So to start off with, this paint is the Champagne Gold from the Gansai Tambi Starry Colours palette. That I do have a video review on that, which I'll put the link in the description if you want to see a bit more about this paint specifically. But this paint needs to have water sitting on it for a little while before you can use it, so I'm just going to do that first. So I don't put too much on. There we go. So that will now sit like that while I work out naming. I'm going to put the name on her portrait towards the bottom, so I'm just going to stand her on my tripod for a minute. And then what I tend to do is do a list of fonts or styles of writing that I think will suit best for the portrait, and then I will pick one and go with that onto the final piece. So I'm just going to do 3 really quickly. And I will block out the letters where they need to be thicker when I am doing the test run. So for these, and block out. I tend to block where the downstrokes are. So when you test out letters, any stroke going down, you want to be thicker. So it's the downstrokes that are the thick parts. So I tend to, while I'm doing like a test like this, press harder on the pencil where I want it to be thicker, and then I can go back in and just because this is rough and I'm showing you how I'm doing it. So you fill in the thick parts like that. So with this top one, which I think is probably the one I'm going to use because I like this one more for the name. So these are the ones I've done. Not sure if it's going to focus. So you can see that I've done just a couple of different styles. And then I take my portrait. Once I've decided on the one that I like the most, I then get and lay this just where I want the name to sit. So I put the ruler so it's straight on the portrait, like that, and then I start to add in the name. Now with the T, obviously it's going to come below the line, so I'll add that in after. But for now, I just want to keep on the line so it's nice and neat, and any bits where they drop slightly lower down, I just move onto the next letter because I can add them in after. So I have something like that, which is not very centered, so I'm going to redo it. Trying to get it in the center of the portrait is a key part. So I'm just going to move it up a little more. And I'm going to start further over here this time. So the dogs want to go out. That's why they're making noise. So I'm just going to put my letters in, same as before. And then I will have my name like this. And then once you've done that, you can alter the ones that kind of got a little bit in the way of, or the ruler was slightly in the way of them. So once I've got a rough feel, I'm going to erase it lightly so I can still just about see it. Then I am going to take my paint and you can see where the water's been sitting on it. It mixes up. I love these paints and the way they shimmer. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see. Move the portrait out the way. You can see them, like the shimmer of them. They're really pretty paint. So then I'm going to start to paint it, and remember what I said about the downstrokes being thicker. So I will start in lightly. Don't try and do the whole letter in one stroke either. Let me move you a bit closer. So don't try and do the whole letter in one brush stroke. And then when you're coming down, you want to press slightly harder so that it makes it thicker. Like that. And then you can join your letters up. Doing it in one motion can kind of get a little bit disjointed and rough looking, so doing it in a few movements makes it easier. So you'll see how I'm pressing a little bit harder and doing lots of small motions and small flicks with the brush. So then I'm just going to add in the L and then join that up the other side and then fill it in a bit more. So with the letters at the end, I like to add a bit of a flick just to sort of trail it off. Obviously these aren't to everyone's taste, but they're quite popular with my clients and I have a lot of portraits with the names added to them. You can see now it's all done. So just like that. It's really simple. My clients love it. It's very popular, and I have got lots of colours that I do it in. But yeah, that is basically how I add the names to my portraits. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a little thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, for lots more drawing videos and things like that. But I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!